I lost my wife of 59 years. She was my best friend, my #1 fan, and kept me encouraged and optimistic all of our lives.
Something in your eyes makes me want to lose myself in your arms. But
we lost our mother. She not only loved us, but she taught us how to love. She was the most influential woman in my life.
If you knew,
I lost my grandmother. She was my role model. She truly led a servant's life. She was our angel on earth. My grandmother, Barbara Broyles, had Alzheimer's. In the 4 years that followed her diagnosis, my family loved her and took care of her at home. Husband, children, grandchildren, 3 generations of us, and everyone feeling devastation in our own way. Many of us put our lives on hold to look after her. They were hard, demanding, wonderful years we wouldn't trade for anything. But we were fortunate to have the support of our large family. Some could do more than others, but all of us were united in our desire to give her the very best care possible. So we began blazing this trail, one difficult step at a time, by keeping track of the things that worked.
I kept Barb involved with everything she could possibly do. We went to football, basketball, baseball games, we went to the movie, we went to church, we went out to eat, and she had a better quality of life by being involved with other people.
We learned that touch is very important. My mother loved for us to touch her, to hold her hand, to rub her arm, to scratch her back. She loved for us to brush her hair. It makes them feel safe and it makes them feel loved.
My grandmother often got upset. She would cry and ask to go home. We realized it was because she felt scared. My family decided every day to make her feel comforted. We wanted her to feel safe and loved, and that's what we did. We also wrote down the things that didn't work, like trying to force her to do something she didn't want to. We made a lot of mistakes, but we hoped that the years of trials and errors our family went through would someday help others. My grandmother died the way she lived, with grace, dignity, surrounded by the people she loved. At her beautiful memorial service, people from all over the state and the nation reminded us that they loved her too.
We have to do today what needs to be done today.
Her death gave birth to our mission and her legacy to provide desperately needed resources to those who care for Alzheimer's patients. My grandfather, Frank Broyles, is the former athletic director and head coach of the Arkansas Razorbacks. After a newspaper columnist chronicled our struggle, the realization came that there were so many families, just like ours, that needed help. Pop felt he could use his position and influence to help others.
At the end of Barbara's life, we knew there's no substitute for good preparation. As a coach, we had a playbook that told us what to do and what to expect and what to anticipate, and that's what we did. We put together a Caregivers playbook for the people of Arkansas so they would be prepared to take the best care for their loved ones.
We could not have imagined how successful the book has become. I speak to people all over the country on a daily basis and all over the world. I had a call from Malaysia last week. We just never dreamed the importance and the need and the desperation of people who are caregiving for Alzheimer's patients. We have printed and distributed for free 600,000 books. We are presently talking to China and are in the process of talking to the ambassadors of the United Nations, trying to get our books into their countries to help their caregivers who so desperately need help.
Most importantly, the Playbook provides caregivers with what they urgently need: effective, useful tools to take care of those who suffer from this life-robbing disease. Whether your loved one is at home or in a facility, they should be treated in kind, caring ways that work. Here is what caregivers have said about the Alzheimer's Playbook.
It's extremely accurate and easily understood, an excellent resource for anyone who cares for a victim of Alzheimer's disease.
I can't tell you how much the Coach Broyles Playbook for Alzheimer's caregivers has done for us. It makes us feel like we can make it another day.
I truly mean this. This book is a great tool for our families, and I hear so many comments as to its effectiveness.
This is an amazing resource for understanding the progression of Alzheimer's and handling these very difficult situations.
Just to know that they can quickly reference solutions to common everyday problems is huge.
Here's what we've done so far. The Barbara Broyles legacy has already put more than 600,000 books into the hands of caregivers, and the demand far outweighs our ability to keep up. Along with the Alzheimer's Association, we have successfully sponsored legislation which requires all Alzheimer's caregivers in nursing homes and assisted living facilities to be certified in our state, and we're working with policymakers in other states to do the same. We've successfully established respite care legislation that allows caregivers much-needed relief. In our 3 generational addresses across the nation, my grandfather, my mother, and I have been able to help audiences see how each generation is affected by this disease, and how all family members, even grandchildren, can understand and contribute in the care of their loved one. And recognizing that time is always a factor for caregivers, we're currently producing a DVD to accompany the Playbook, which provides immediate access to specific topics with suggestions, tips, and answers to caregiving questions. And our website is seen and used by people in 86 countries.
Unfortunately, Alzheimer's is not going away.
The latest statistics indicate that if you or your spouse make it to age 85, one of you will have Alzheimer's.
But the encouraging news is that we are making headway in helping families and facilities all around the world turn the light on this dreaded disease. We are convinced, now more than ever than before, that we can make a difference, and you can too.
Help us continue to place this practical, effective, crucial information in the hands of everyone who needs it.
Please consider a donation to the Barbara Broyles legacy. And on behalf of everyone in my family, thank you.